in the tank. There's a trap. Got heavy volume in the first minute. Looks like we're getting our first entry. If it jumps it. 38. Push, push, push. Push, push, push.
Order canceled.
Clear everything. Go. Check. Dashboard. Even copy. Got 8 ticks on everything. We have our 2 Tradeify. Instant funded. Have to build them back up. My own personal account. As within the first 3 bars of the opening. So now we've gotten 8 wins in a row. All right, so from last night, midday sold off, kept selling off. 6018 bottomed out around there. Came back up above 6060. So we'll see. But gotta look at the money flow oscillator. Negative, positive, keeps bouncing around. Still down. So we'll see if it breaks this high, 6060. unemployment claims this morning, plus all these housing stuff. Pretty much it. Till Friday. Tomorrow, bank holiday, no trading for me. All right. So this green bar should reset another downtrend. If it continues downward on this bar, it gives us that option. Or now we have that background color change. Continues up. We have another trade opportunity. All right, so be safe if price stays around 60.44, potentially go up. Okay. Gain some momentum. If it stays up.
Order canceled.
Flatten everything. Control 1. We're out of that one. We were in it for a little over a minute. All right. Move that down. If we get a buy signal, actually no, we would not. Money flow oscillator on this one is down. We got shorted a tick on each one besides our lead, which is more than okay. We got 9 wins in a row, or yeah, 9 wins in a row. All right. Done in less than 10 minutes. So now this money flow oscillator is at green, technically. Potential for a buy signal. Volume's more than previous bars. Guess not. All right, Daniel. So for ES, I only stick to the 2 minute. I know if you go into the settings for simple market metrics on TradingView, with all the changes you can make in the filters, it'll have some recommendation notes in there for like what 4 ticks for 1 minute, 8 ticks for 2 minute. I just stick to the 2 minute. So it doesn't matter what volatility is or price action, any of that stuff. It's just a slower moving product. So I just stick to it. And it seems like if you're right about the momentum, it has a very high win rate. You know, when it drops the signals or even background color changes. The signals with chop filter on seem to have the highest win rate out of any of it. NQ and other ones, I mean, just there's not as much liquidity in those markets. So the price action, it just can bounce all over the place. Sometimes for me, it's just a harder read. All right, now this volume's even higher. No, I think. All right, Rich, I take, since I have a 30-minute trade session, I will take every trade opportunity for background color change and or signals. So sometimes I can pretty much be doubled up in a trade. So, you know, if I took this one and it didn't necessarily hit the profit, but this signal came right here, I'd be doubled in positions. I'm willing to do that. But I would say if I hit like 3 max losses, so I have my max loss, my worst case scenario at 40 ticks, that I would stop. But I'll take, yeah, other than that, I mean, if that doesn't happen, I'll take every trade. I just have a 30-minute trade session. So, I mean, I probably would only get like 3, maybe 4 opportunities if the market's really moving. And that'd be at the combination of background color change and signals. But if you just really want to limit your change, the best bang for your buck would seem background color change and or signals for the 3 first bars of open. So on NinjaTrader, it'll show as like this Chicago time, 8:30, 8:32, 8:34. Enter in the close of any one of those 3 bars. TradingView, it's the same bar, but it's behind. So this shows 8:28. That is how they do it, is on the start of that candle. NinjaTrader timestamps it of what it would be at the end of when it closes. Same bars though. So 8:28, 8:30, 8:32. That right there could potentially be for one contract like $1,000 a month. on ES by doing background color change and signals. Um, the full half hour is pretty much double profit potentially. Um, so it's not as good use of your time, but it's still plenty. Um, let's see, Jeff, 2 minutes. Yeah, I, I, I like the 2 minute. I like ES. It doesn't move as fast. I have a 2 tick offset for my entry parameters. So I rarely get passed up on orders. Um, Plus, you got to think of copying orders and getting the amount of contracts you want filled. I mean, if you're just doing a whole bunch of sim accounts, yeah, you're kind of like almost guaranteed fills. But in real market orders, conditions, or would those even get filled necessarily at this like at that good of a price? Um, let's see, as far as Justin, I think he mainly sticks to the 2 minute, but he will do 1 minute if the volatility is low for the first like 30 minutes or an hour of the day. He keeps track of it. Um, let's see. But yeah, I mean, the win rate is just part of the picture because you have to also go of like what's, max losses, what do those end up being, what are the total number of ticks lost. So, I mean, if you're losing, I mean, I guess on average 40 ticks, but you have a 90% win rate, I mean, that's still plenty profitable. It's not ideal. Um, but if you're losing like 60 ticks, 80 ticks, anything like that, I mean, on average, you'd never win that. Um, let's see. So yeah, so Rich, back to you. So the two trading windows, you just do the full 30 minutes, which is what I'm doing, what I record, what I live stream at. Um, if you want to do that whole session, that seems pretty solid because you'll get a good amount of trades. Um, so unless you're like super patient, it works out pretty well. Like if you're super patient, you could probably just do the market open, just do those 3 bars. But you can go a week or two without a trade. Um, and then it'll depend if it's your own money, platform money, what the rules are based on that. But the signals with chop filter on, market open, only those 3 bars, I think have like a 2.5 times like average loss and at like a very high win rate, like almost 90%. So it's the best statistic wise too. It just takes more patience. Um, so and I think that would only be like it's like maybe $500 a month for a contract, maybe. So, I like just getting more trade opportunities. But the other benefit of the other one is if the market sucks that day, I mean, you just have 3 bars and that's it. So if it's really not working out, I mean, you're not getting caught up in a whole bunch of crap. So, which can happen, especially with NQ. You trade that full like hour and a half, like 30 minutes after open for the next hour and a half. God, I mean, you can catch one bad trade after like a whole bunch of bad trades because it's just not working out. Like it'll come and close, you know, past the profit wave. You have to close out the trade, then it comes back and it would have been a winner. That can happen a lot, or it's like you'd have to have a super wide stop. Let's see. All right, so we are done. So this previous bar, that was it for me. 858 on that, 9 o'clock on this. So I got my 2 wins. They showed what I copied at, minus a tick for each. I'd put in $1,000, so I'm up. I'll take that. These, I've had this one the longest, pretty much when they started coming on the scene, when people started talking about them. This was like October. Um, so it has better kind of rules on that one because they changed the rules. for the future ones. So I'm still down because I was trading other stuff or just messing around. But there was a one-time fee. So if you think of getting cheap Apex accounts and just cancel and rebuy every month, yeah, you can. But I mean, what I pay for this, like a few $100, and I still have it, so I can still just rebuild it. I like the fixed cost. Let's see. So Rich, so yeah, 8 ticks take profit, 40 ticks is my max loss I'm willing to take. Just because on ES, just with the stats I've kept track of, not necessarily traded, but kept track of, there has been some 80 tick losses. So it's things like that of like, how do you even stomach that? Even if that rarely ever happens, but it can happen. It goes immediately against you. So no thank you. So 40 ticks, max loss, and that does get triggered. It's not common at all. Most of your losses, are going to be a lot less than that. But with combining the background color change signals and for 30 minutes, the average loss is higher than just doing signals for those 3 bars. So, but you just get a lot more trades and potentially higher win rate in general. So, all right, thanks for watching. Be back next Wednesday, but I also upload these every day so you guys can watch and just see my results. So see you guys next week.